Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to learn a little more about meditation and how it can serve you to be more in control of your mind, body, emotions, thoughts, spirit. Keep it all under check so that you can live a really joyful life and embrace each moment to the fullest. So where to start? Meditation is a superpower. No, let me take that back. Meditation is the tool that connects you to your own superpowers. Meditation itself is a tool, it's a practice. Your superpowers exist within here. Your unique skills, gifts, and talents exist within you. They've always been there and they will always be there. Your own unique voice, your own unique power, your own unique creativity. You were born to make a difference on this planet. You were delivered hardwired with the skills to be able to do that in your own unique way. But as a result of the life that we live and external influences, every day we get pulled away from doing precisely that. Meditation is a tool that will help you re-engage those superpowers to really embrace who you were born to be. So what I will do is give you a very short, brief insight, super short, brief insight into meditation in my life. So I've been meditating for over 22 years now, and I credit it for saving my life. At a time where I was on the brink of total emotional mental breakdown, visiting the doctors every week, who kept offering me antidepressants, and I kept saying no because for some reason my gut, my spirit was telling me there's another way. When I learned the practice of meditating, it helped me to quieten my overthinking mind, because I lived in my mind. I had IBS, savage IBS, which came from here. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't relax. I was manic. I was productive and unproductive both at the same time, because everything that I would create I would pick apart because I would overthink it. And at the time that I learned how to meditate, I genuinely credit it for setting me on the path that I'm on today. So I praise God that a fabulous woman called Sonia Wynne Jones of Peaceful Mind Meditation came into my life. I will forever be grateful. Anyhow, so over 22 years I've been meditating, and I still meditate every day. Do I sometimes miss a day? Yes. How am I if I miss a day? Bit twitchy. How am I if I miss meditation for a couple of days in a row? Like if I'm on holiday or away for a weekend? I become very tetchy. I'm very much out of character. Jamie will say to me, my husband, "You haven't meditated, have you?" And I'll say, "Nope, you're absolutely right." It's not often that I fall out of pattern, but when I do, the feedback is pretty much immediate, because the world is always happening around you. It's always pulling on your time and attention. If you have friends and family, there will always be pulls on your time. If you watch the news, there will be pulls on your time, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts. For all the while that we're in the world, and this is going on every day, they will all serve to pull you away from your core, your center, your being, of being happy, whole, complete, and in control right where you are. So I will continue to meditate for the rest of my life, because it's a muscle, just like a marathon runner. A marathon runner doesn't build up to run a 26-mile marathon and then stop and eat Ben and Jerry's for the next 11 months until they do it again, do they? No. They have to keep that muscle built. They have to tick it along. They have to keep it strong. They have to keep that strength up. Yeah? Meditation is exactly the same. So, what's this video about? This video is giving you an overarching view of the process, so that when we come together online and we do our first online meditation together, I don't have to go in as much depth as to the concept before we start. Okay, so here's the thing about meditation. Many people teach meditation in many different ways. I learnt the way that Sonia teaches, and then over the years I investigated other ways to see how that worked. I also then tried TM, Transcendental Meditation, and Where I feel I am now, how I teach meditation, what I believe, I think is a meld of all of it put together. I don't endorse or believe or encourage meditation that has words, guided meditations, because ultimately, for all the time that you are having a guided meditation, your left brain is active and it's working, trying to make sense of the language, what it's telling you. It's trying to compute it in amongst your left and right brain. It's keeping both sides of your brain active. For me in meditation, it's about increasing my right brain, my creativity, my intuition, my inspiration, that ability to be childlike and fun and connect to the core of my being. The left brain is all about rationalization, logic, function, making sense of things. So for me, the meditation that I teach and encourage is either completely silent, and when I say completely silent, if noises happen around you, that's fine. We incorporate that. Music to an extent can be okay, but guided, it's just not for me. That's not what I teach. So that's first things first. Secondly, in terms of position that you meditate in, you might have seen images online or videos of people sat with their hands in this mudra, with their legs crossed in front of them. Oh, who can do that? I can't. That's not how I teach meditation. So what I teach is to be sat in a chair, any chair. If the chair has arms, do not put your elbows on the arms in any guise, because your arms will go to sleep. So sitting in a chair, invariably with your feet flat on the ground if you can, and your hands with your palms up, if actually during your meditation you feel like you might want to receive some energy, or with your palms down, if actually you would like to ground that energy and chill out. So for example, in the mornings, I might meditate with my palms in my lap like this. And in the evening, I might meditate with my palms on my lap like this. So I'm slapping my thighs. So it's your hands are touching your thighs, face down or face up, depending on how energetical you want to feel. Because meditation can power you up or power you down. It's entirely up to you and your intention. And in terms of the sitting with your feet flat on the ground, I encourage you to start there if you're new to meditation, because your feet feeling flat on the ground will encourage the energy flow, the connecting to the ground, having you as one. Over time and practice and connection, you can meditate anywhere. You can meditate lying down in bed. You can meditate if you're a passenger in a car, not a driver. You can meditate on a plane. You can meditate pretty much anywhere that you like, in any position you like, once you've started to build that muscle and understand what you're really doing. Okay, so meditation. What I teach is for it to be quiet, your mobile phone to be off, for anybody else in the house to know that this time is for you. So please don't interrupt unless it's an emergency or the house is on fire. So it's taking yourself off to a room, closing the door, defining that space, sitting, feet on the ground, hands in your lap. And I encourage you in the early days, as you start to practice meditation, to set a timer. And I have an iPhone and I use the app Insight Timer, which has, as its image on the App Store, is a little gold bowl and a white background. It's completely free, it's magnificent, and the timer available on it is just invaluable. I love it. Lots of different options of Tibetan singing bowls, if you know what one of those is. I don't have one right at this moment because I'm not at home, but they just give off a lovely sound. Because when I first started meditating, I would use my iPhone, no, what was then a BlackBerry 8800 maybe, timer, which was awful. So I would practice meditating and then hear, oh, it was bleeding awful. So Insight Timer or something similar, just find a noise that's calming and not jarring to signify the end of your meditation. Okay, timing it's wonderful because then you don't have to sit and think, oh gosh, how long have I been, and keep opening your eyes, which pulls you away from the practice of what it is you're actually trying to achieve. Okay, so position, noise, timer. Now comes the meditation part. You may have heard varying degrees of stories about quieting the mind or stopping the thoughts or creating quiet, or having an empty mind. What I believe and what I teach is around allowing yourself to simply be. What that means is when you meditate, so you've set your timer, you're in position, your door's closed, the outside world is off for a moment. What I teach is that you close your eyes and you focus on what you can see behind your closed eyes. And then you kind of wait. You just focus on what you can see behind your closed eyelids, which might be dark, might be colours. I'm getting the colours of the room here. And you wait. And you just sit and simply be. And what will likely happen next for you is thoughts will appear. Have I put the washing on? Did I send that email? Has little Jimmy got enough cheese to go in his sandwich for tomorrow? And the art is to allow those thoughts to come and allow those thoughts to go. And the way that I very first started to do this, because I'm a very visual person, is I would visualize behind my closed eyelids a cinema screen, a blank black cinema screen. And I would see the thought. So for example, did I put the washing on? I would see it like a ticker tape going across the screen. Did I put the washing on? And I'd let it go from one side to the other, so that when it got to the other side of the screen, that would signify the screen was black again and the thought was gone. I'd let it go. And I'd return to just looking at the cinema screen. And then another thought might creep in. Did I send that email to Billy Bob? And I would see it. Did I send that email to Billy Bob? By the time I went to the other side of the screen, I knew, it's not for me to deal with now. I'll deal with it another day. You can set the intention. Please deliver me back that reminder once I finish my meditation. I've heard other people say that they see the thought in a balloon and they see the balloon float away. Other people have said that they will see the words in a boat or a ship and they'll see them sail off into the distance. As you can hear in my language, motion is implied. The allowing of a thought to come up and a thought to go. A thought to come in and to be released. You could even see it as animals. You could look at a field and you could see animals hopping by. You could see the animal as the thought and see them come and go. However you do it is entirely right for you. But the art is in allowing the thoughts up and out and away. Why do I teach that? Because ultimately what I believe is that when we meditate, the thoughts that come up are a bit like when a kettle boils and the water starts to boil and then the steam starts to come up and then it starts to come out at the end of the spout as a release. Okay? During the day, you're that kettle, you're that water. During the day, you're getting pressures from every angle, heat from every angle, responsibility, tasks, pressure, stress, overwhelm, it's all coming in. And it makes you bubble. And when you allow yourself to sit and simply be, the pressure valve appears and those thoughts, that pressure can come up and away. All of those thoughts, feelings, emotions, pressures, responsibilities that you're feeling during the day, meditation gives you an opportunity to allow that all to filter up and away, okay? And the more you meditate, the more if you build meditation into your day on a regular basis, I recommend in the morning, not in the evening if you can, because it sets you up for the day. And if you can, meditate in the evening too, because you start the day on the right foot, calm, balanced, with all the pressures gone, and you can finish the day in the same way if you allow yourself to do that. And that's particularly taught in TM, Transcendental Meditation, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. If at a bare minimum, you do 20 minutes in the morning, it won't be long before you start to see changes in your life. It won't be long before you start to feel more in control, feel less stressed, feel calmer, feel a greater connection to your intuition, a greater feel for knowing what you should do in the situation that you're in. So daily practice is the way forward. So to recap, it's the art of finding a quiet, undisturbed place, sitting with your feet flat on the ground, hands in your lap, up if you want energy, maybe in the morning, down if you want to just ground yourself and calm yourself, maybe in the evening. Setting a timer, like the Insight timer reminder, or there's a Calm app that does, I think, a similar timer. Closing your eyes, focusing on what you can see behind your closed eyelids, and simply allowing yourself the time to be you. And as thoughts arise, it's allowing yourself to see them, hear them, feel them, know them, and allow them to pass on, like sounds on a breeze or leaves in a river, just allowing the thoughts to come up and go away as effortlessly as they came, until your timer goes off. And when you first start to practice, it might be that those thoughts don't stop from beginning to end. And that's okay, because don't forget, you've got years and years of pent-up stress and overwhelm and thoughts and pressures that are all currently clinging to you. So it might take you, like it took me, months and months before I ever experienced a window in a meditation where I thought, oh, that went really quickly. Don't quite remember half of that. Oh, that's interesting. Because that bliss of allowing yourself to be in those thoughts to, for a moment, cease, is when you are able to simply be. And I can't guarantee you that will come in a day, a week, a month, or a year. But what I can guarantee you is that in the daily practice of being you, connecting to you, allowing yourself to be, and allowing all that pressure and stress to melt away so you can connect to who you truly are, will have unending, real life, tangible, measurable benefits in your life long before you ever might experience that moment of setting a timer, 20 minutes later, ding, oh gosh, I didn't have any thoughts. You will get the benefits, you will reap the rewards, you will reap the joy and the peace that come from daily meditation long before you might ever experience that window. Because here's the thing, that window is not the aim. The aim is carving out time every single day for you to be you, to reconnect to the glorious human being, the glorious spirit that you were born to be. Because the more you connect to them, the more you connect to you, the more you activate the real you, the powerful you, the you that has unshakable belief, the you that has power, the you that has self-control, the you that has intuition, the you that has self-belief. The more you connect to you, the more enjoyable your life is going to be. And I can hand on heart say that that's the truth, because it's the journey I undertook, it's the journey I still undertake every day, and it's the journey that I take many other people through. And there's not one person that I've taught to meditate and who isn't using it regularly that has said, oh, that was a waste of time, or it didn't benefit me. Every single person, without exception, has said it has benefited and changed my life for the better. So I think, have I covered everything that I wanted to in this introductory video? And I know I have notes, but I'm an intuitor. I connect to me. I like to check in and feel to see what I've missed. We've covered position, location, sounds. If during your meditation the dog farts, or a phone rings in another room that you don't have to get, for example, or there's a car crash outside that's nothing to do with you or your family. Bad examples, I know. Imagine in those meditations, imagine as you're sat there and you hear that noise, that noise be represented to you in a visual sense, in a sensory sense, that you are able to allow it to pass through you and pass by, and not to disrupt you. Because you might think it would make you go, "Whoa!" and pull you out. But if you consciously allow any noise that come to you during this time of meditation to just pass by with effortless ease without disturbing me, if anything, to allow me to relax even more deeply, then that's a good thing, right? So it's allowing yourself to know that any sounds won't interrupt you. They will just form part of your meditation. You'll see them, they will enter in, they will go away, just like the thoughts. That's an important one. We talked about setting a timer. We've talked about the thoughts coming and going. And intention. Intention's important. In the early days, when you set an intention for your meditation, it might be, my intention is to take 10 minutes for me to simply relax and be. And when you close your eyes and get ready for meditation, that's what you might say to yourself. I'm allowing myself the time to sit and simply be. Fast forward 6 months, you might set an intention. Actually, today I have a really big business meeting and I really want to be in the most optimum headspace to be able to deliver all the information that I need to with effortless ease. You can set that intention at the beginning of your meditation so that your right brain, your intuitive brain, your spirit, your confidence, everything turns on to exactly what you want so that you go out into your day in that space, in that energy. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's down the line, that's not right now. I think that's enough for you to be dealing with for a minute in one video. And I will do a recap of this when we're live and we do our meditation. And what I will also do then, and I won't talk you through it now, is just a little body relaxation that you can do when you first start to meditate that just allows you to get centered where you are. I won't go through that now. I will go through it live, and I'll go through it every time that we're live because it's very helpful, especially for beginners, to just ease in from closing your eyes to then simply being. It involves a body scan. If you've ever done yoga or anything like that, you'll be familiar with tensing and releasing muscles and focusing on different parts of the body, but we'll cover all that then. That'll be a surprise for you to look forward to. If you feel like I've missed anything or would like me to expand on anything or redo this video because it doesn't make any sense, please comment, let me know, because ultimately I want to serve as many people as possible as I possibly can to help them really live a joyful life by being and connecting to who they truly are. Mwah. I look forward to seeing you on a live soon.